Hey guys, it's Scott from fxmissions.com. Just a note, I've finished the trilogy of Anthologies from the Forefront, and all 3 books are currently available on Amazon.
Take your leadership to the next level. It's time for the Foundational Missions Leadership Moment with Scott McClelland of FX Missions.
Hi, it's Scott McClelland with your Leadership Moment. We're joined today on location, beautiful Playa Gigante, Nicaragua, with a good friend for some years now, Earl Rutledge. Earl, thanks for being with us.
Welcome. Good to be here.
Appreciate your time and also your contribution, man. It's been a real privilege working with you these years, and I'm thankful for your quality example of a gringo abroad. You've been doing. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your family, and we're here in Nicaragua, but when we go home, you're going home to
Jinotega.
Northern Nicaragua.
Northern Nicaragua.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got here maybe, and how long you've been here, and a little bit about your family.
Okay, I've been in Nicaragua for 23 years.
23 years.
And my wife Beverly and I came with a missionary aviation fellowship as teachers in a missionary school in Managua.
Okay.
So we came for 2 years, and we kind of thought that was just like a stepping stone to get here.
Okay.
And so after that, we came back and worked at the same school for a few years, and then felt we were supposed to start a church.
Okay.
So we moved north from Managua about 2.5 hours to Matagalpa.
Okay.
And started a church there.
Okay.
Named La Fuente.
La Fuente, yes.
And after about 9.5 years, we turned that to a national leader, a national pastor.
Yeah.
And moved to Jinotega.
Okay.
And in Jinotega,
How far is that north of Matagalpa?
About an hour. It's actually about 32 kilometers, 35 kilometers.
Over the mountain?
Over the mountain and through the woods.
And the valleys, too.
Past grandmother's house. And there, we've kind of had some change. We have a home church, or house church there. But we've really kind of shifted a whole lot into doing teaching, seminar teaching, training.
And traveling some.
And traveling quite a bit to the States, to Guatemala, wherever we get a chance to do that.
Okay.
Family-wise, we came to Nicaragua with 3 kids.
Okay.
We had a 7-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old. And in the passing of time, we had 4 more kids. So now we have 7.
Wow.
And of those 7 kids, 1 married, a Nicaraguan. Mm-hmm. And they have our first granddaughter, Naomi, 2 years old. Mm-hmm. And John's in the States, working very successful in business and married. Judah is doing a master's degree, mechanical engineering. Mm-hmm. Lance has studied audio recording and is looking towards making his life in music and recording. So those 4 of them are in the state, are not in the States. Well, 3 of them are in the States. One's here in Nicaragua. Luke,
Yep.
He's here getting ready to launch off. He's been off and come back and heading off again soon. A lot of interest in music, worship, adventure, just tons of interests, tons of abilities, incredibly intelligent. And then we have Kelsey turning 17, wanting to write and do dance, and Esperanza just turned 11 and wants to be maybe a veterinarian.
She wants to convince Luke that he's wrong.
That is true. And she makes a major effort in that.
Hey, she's got her work cut out for her. Well, thanks for joining us, and thanks for your efforts here, your continued efforts over so many years. I think you really represent a quality example of someone who went out and made a life of it, overcame challenges, and difficulties, and even with plans changing and things like that, and what you thought, wasn't what happened. Can you tell us something that maybe you've observed when it comes to leadership, or when it comes specifically to maybe American missionaries or anybody from outside of context, Nicaragua, people that have come here, and some of the mistakes you've observed, or maybe even that you've made, that would be a word of caution or maybe a word to the wise for people who are trying to get involved in leadership and mission? Does something come to mind?
Yeah, probably. Probably one of the biggest problems we have when we go somewhere else is that we think we know it all. You know, my way's the best way. I know the right answer. I've got the solution to this. We go, and it might not be intentional. I think the objective is to help.
Yeah.
I sure hope, you know, that's the objective. But many times when we go in to help and things like that, we think we have the answer where maybe some of the answers might be in their mind and their way. Yeah. First of all.
Yeah.
And in that same vein, maybe like on short-term missions, I see people come. The people impacted on short-term missions are not the nationals. The people impacted on short-term missions are the people on short-term missions.
Yes.
And I know that people are helped and they do good things like that.
Sure.
But the big impact is the people.
Yeah.
But don't tell them that.
No.
You know, let them keep on thinking that they're impacting the world and let God change and work in their hearts. But you know, that's kind of
we have seen that and we've done it.
right.
Sadly, hopefully we're making an effort in the right direction. But yes, I think that in my early rotations and especially working with students, you know, what is it? Is it the 4 S's of short-term missions?
I don't know. I don't do short-term missions.
But I think it's notable. Show up, save the country, shop for souvenirs, skedaddle.
That's pretty good.
Yes.
Here's another piece.
Tell me.
I think it's James. It says, be quick to listen and slow to speak.
That's good advice, no matter what your station, I think.
Right.
And don't react, right? That's one of those versions.
A big one. It's in there somewhere.
Yeah. Wow. Well, again, thanks for what you're doing here. Thanks for your taking some time. We may get a chance to do another session with you. If that doesn't happen, if someone wants to reach out to you about what you're doing here, about your ministry, how would they get in touch?
Email is probably the best way.
Okay. Can you tell us what that email is? And maybe we can put it on the screen.
I can do that. That is norixzeta@gmail.com.
NORIXZETA. For you British guys, Z, right? At gmail.com?
At gmail.com.
And awesome. Well, thanks for being with us, bro. And we appreciate it and all your efforts here. I'm Scott McClelland with your Leadership Moment. Until next time, have a good one.
This leadership moment was produced in partnership with Engaging Missions. Have your leadership question answered by contacting scott@fxmissions.com. Visit FX Missions to learn more about how you can grow your leadership and engage in missions. Visit engagingmissions.com for encouragement, insight, and resources from missionaries, ministry leaders, and church planters.